What's good? It's your boy Cgadgetz. Let me set up my stream real quick. This game starts. What's good? It's your boy Cgadgetz. Set up my stream.
Chart Ravens coming up on EA Sports as we get set to kick off Week 8 of the NFL season.
You know, when you get a matchup at running back, like the one we have here today, you can just look down on the field from the booth, and you can see that breakaway speed and power with your own eyes, and there is a difference out there.
Yeah, I think I was always heard from Bill Walsh. I read it in his book, Trust Your Eyes. So you're right. We look down the field today, and as this thing goes along, you can tell we have two stars at running back. I was always heard from Bill Walsh. I read it in his book, Trust Your Eyes. So you're right. We look down the field today, and as this thing goes along, you can tell we have two stars at running back. I was always heard from Bill Walsh. I read it in his book, Trust Your Eyes. So you're right. We look down the field today, and as this thing goes along, you can tell we have two stars at running back. And, man, just give them a little bit of hope, and they can make it happen. They're changing things here. The quarterback changing. He's giving the receiver some new instructions.
The Ravens have it at the 24. Catch made. He'll pick up 7 this time.
You can't play zone coverage against this quarterback. He knows it's zone, and he's going to find the open throwing lane, and he gets it done.
He'll pick up 7 this time.
You can't play zone coverage against this quarterback. He knows it's zone, and he's going to find the open.
The running back goes in motion. The Ravens snap it at the 31. Jarring hit that time. Knocks the ball free. Here's a look at the Ravens offense. Their rushing attack this season, nothing short of a disaster. The Ravens with a third down play coming up and hoping to improve in this category versus a week ago.
Look at the signals. The D-line is all shifting down inside. They're expecting a run right up the middle. I think these linebackers are moving around because they're going to try to blitz the quarterback.
3rd and 3. Catch made near the sideline.
Well, the quarterback showed off his arm strength that time, didn't he? He put the football right on the money, on a line, right into the receiver's hands.
The Ravens come out with a split backfield. First down here after the completion. The Ravens with a split backfield. Flacco will take it from the gun. Makes the catch in the open field. He's in the clear. Touchdown! And with that touchdown, they've grabbed the lead here early in the first.
Boy, it's always nice to jump out to lead in a football game. It just takes pressure off of you. And what it does, it puts the pressure on the other team. A good spot after scoring that touchdown.
And this will be coming out to the 20 as he thinks better of running it out of the end zone this time. And this will be coming out to the 20 as he thinks better of running it out of the end zone this time. The Ravens with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime.
For this play, they'll go with 2 tight ends. It was right there, but he didn't bring it in.
And now we'll look at the Chargers offense. This is an efficient group. Last week, turning the football over just once.
2nd down and 10.
It's Gates with the reception.
1st down here.
Rivers out of the gun. Rivers connects with Antonio Gates. It's Gates with the reception. Ball from the 46. The Ravens defense now loading up, expecting pass with a dime defense. 1st down at the 46.
Pick that off.
Nearly comes away with the pick on that pass.
And now here's the Ravens defense. They gave the quarterback a week ago all day to throw and never knocked him down once. 1st down at the 46.
Pick that off.
2nd down following that incompletion.
Gordon's the receiver on the screen. Davis able to read that play and make the hit.
Did you take Twix out
Well,
at all?
this is an easy call right now for the offensive coordinator. He knows the situation of the football game, so you give the quarterback a nice, safe play to run right here.
Rivers will take the snap from the gun. The Chargers now move the chains.
There's nothing the defense can do. When you talk about a receiver like these guys out there now, and this one in particular, the double coverage, they're still able to go in between the defenders, rise up, and make the catch.
The Chargers take it from the 28. The Ravens set
Quiet.
Dime package. Midway through the 1st. Rivers is going to scramble. Pass hits the ground and goes incomplete on the short throw.
Well, there's no doubt what to do in a situation like this. You do not take a chance and put your team in a position where they have to make a big comeback in the 2nd half.
Rivers out of the gun. The Chargers get a 1st down.
The Chargers put themselves in a terrible situation, 3rd and long, but you know what? They got a lot of talent on the offensive side, and that was an awesome job of picking up that 1st down.
1st down following the long play.
Gordon's ready to run off the screen. Suggs is the one who made the big stop.
Well, we see it more and more. Football's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. They do it that time. Nice catch, but a loss of yards on the play.
2nd down and a long way to go.
And Gates comes up with the ball.
The Chargers offensive coordinator does a good job that time calling the pass down here in the red zone. Caught the defense off guard. They got the completion for a good game.
Here's the handoff. And Brooks is all over the ball carrier.
And this fires the football team up. The defense, 3rd and short. They stop the run, keeps the offense short of the 1st down, and look at the excitement on the defensive side.
They bring back out the offense to go for it. Rivers is going to take it from the gun. And it's batted down.
Good timing by the defensive player that time. He gets to the receiver just as the football is getting there and makes the hit, knocks that football loose.
First down snap, and this is a scary point for them.
Good job by the defense, all shifting inside. They're expecting a run up the middle.
The ball is out. They recover their own fumble. What a lucky break this time. They fumble, but they recover it and maintain possession.
NFL teams, the offense, every single day they work with anybody that's going to handle the football. How to hold it, he didn't do a good job that time. That's why he fumbled.
Second and short. And it's knocked down. And here's the Chargers defense. They have to put some pressure on the quarterback this week, as last week they did not have a single sack. They motioned the receiver around to the other side. 3rd and 1. Handoff by Flacco. He's going to be tackled right around the 21-yard line. The defense will take the penalty. Third down after the penalty. Flacco's lined up, empty backfield. Takes it from the gun. Can't hold on here as this falls incomplete.
Got to give this secondary credit. In this passing league now, it's hard to make plays, but a good play there and another incomplete pass.
We'll see what he can do here. He's brought down at the 46. That return's good for about 8.
The Chargers set to take over here on offense, partner, and this team has to have a little chip on the shoulder right now after going for it on 4th down last time deep in the opponent's territory.
Yeah, I hope they have a chip on their shoulders because the defense just flat out whipped them. That's why they didn't get that 4th down attempt. You got to be tougher if you want to pick up 4th down situation.
I know there are a lot of people right now still wondering why didn't they just kick the football and go for the 3.
Well, when you start listening to the fans, next thing you know, Jim, you're sitting next to them. So you got to do what you think is right. That's what the coach did. I do not disagree with what he did.
Games 16. Can you believe how steady and reliable this guy is?
He is. He is. What's the phrase for it? He is money, Jim Nantz. Man, he pays off every single time. You throw the football near him, he'll make the catch.
We'll have one more play before the quarter expires. Here's the handoff, and they'll run it. Brooks is there that time for the tackle. The Chargers moving inside the 20 and the red zone. Last week, they just feasted on that part of the field. And the second quarter is underway with this snap. Heading to the line at the 22. The Chargers have to get to the 17-yard line for a first down. Third down. The Ravens come out in a dime package. Phillip Rivers from the shotgun. Got a flag down here.
Well, they complete the pass, Jim, but doesn't get the first down. Sooner or later, you got to throw one down the field.
First down on the way. Rivers out of the gun. He rips it right out of the wide receiver's hands.
Floyd's going to be so mad at himself for dropping that football because receivers, you never know when your chance is going to come. And then finally, you get open, they call a play where you're the primary guy. It's right there, and you drop it. Well, don't get down on yourself. Stay up. The football will come your way again. That's an awesome job by the outside linebacker. He gets a sack on the quarterback, and nowadays you've got to do it all if you're an outside linebacker. You've got to be tough against the run, cover receivers down the field, and yes, plays like that get to the quarterback.
This will be a field goal attempt from 41 yards out. The kick is through for 3.
That field goal narrows the gap here in the early part of the second quarter, Phil.
Yeah, it was a good drive, Jim, that time. It's a morale booster. It gives you energy and did everything for your football team. I know it was just a field goal, but I thought it was very important for the football team.
James marked down at the 27. That return's good for about 29.
The Ravens got absolutely nothing out of their previous possession, and here they are back on the field. Another 3 and out, I would have to think, would be very demoralizing to this team right now, Phil.
Yeah, it's going to be demoralizing to the offense, but I'll tell you who's going to be more demoralized is the defense because they need to sit on the sidelines and get a little rest. So I know there's a lot of pressure on this offense right now.
Finds his mark. Able to take the football out to the 28-yard line.
Arm strength is a nice thing to have when the window of opportunity is very small. Quarterbacks with strong arms can still fire it in there. Nice throw right on target by the QB.
Running back in motion here.
The quarterback, he's changing the play with the wide receiver with those hand signals.
And they can't connect.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit there, don't you, Jim? They are all over the receivers, all over the field, nowhere to throw it, and it just results in an incompletion.
3rd down on the way.
The Ravens will look to get to the 37 to pick up a first down. The Ravens take it from the 28. Smith Sr. has the reception.
On his way. Taking it all the way home for the touchdown. Early in the second, and that touchdown puts a little more distance between these teams.
It does, and you know what? The one team that's behind's got to decide to do. They're going to have to come out here and fight because it's pretty evident. The team that just scored, they got a lot of pride. They're playing hard, and this is going to be a tough day.
That's how you beat cover 2.
Able to move past the 20 and brought down at the 23. The Chargers step back onto the field on offense. Their last possession resulted in a field goal.
Well, I know this. It was good defense on the other side. That's what made them kick that field goal. So the defense is feeling good about the fact that they stopped that momentum by the offense and made them kick that field goal.
Throws the pass. No one's going to get him now. Now at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10.
That man beat you in man coverage.
Nothing like it for a quarterback, I'll tell you that. I loved it. Throw a little short pass and just root your guy on and watch him score a touchdown. Pretty exciting stuff.
Chargers ready to put the football. Ames going to test the coverage this time. And he's brought the field down. Run back of the team. The Ravens preparing to go on offense all the way on their pre-possession. Both done through the air.
Yeah, the guy leader does the pass. He takes control of the situation. Field. Now that defense. Now they fear him. That's a spot to beat some side. I'll tell you that. Throw a little short pass and just root your guy on.
Throw the pass accurately.
Second
Or you
down.
want to start that shit again?
The Ravens line up, split backfield. They're setting up screen. The game 10. The Ravens are up. And that's at least partly due quarterback. Flacco
arc to this point.
He has. He's one of the better forces in the NFL. When you give him time like he's had here today, he is going to put it right on defense.
Gets his feet down right near the choke.
Zone defense doesn't work in the NFL like we're used to. Good out by the quarterback. Reading the zone and finding the open guy.
Flacco's percentage 60% on the day. He sends the halfback in motion. Flacco standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap.
She threw it to the running back. What the fuck is that?
Time by the defense. Not be in position. When you're in position.
Yeah, I swear to God, this is so stupid.
That time they did. They got the interception.
The Chargers offense ready to continue its run here as they've scored the last 2 times they've had Phil.
Well, let's look at it from the defensive side. What do you think they're thinking? Oh, my gosh, what's coming next? Because everything the offense has tried so far has worked.
That last running play was good for only a yard, so it's 2nd down and 9. The Chargers lined up, bunch formation. Rivers will take the snap from the gun. Unable to bring it in.
That's a wonderful job that time by the
She
secondary.
threw it to the running back.
Position.
What the fuck
Nowhere
is
for the
that?
quarterback to throw the football, and it leads to another incomplete pass.
I swear to God, this is
It'll be 3rd down. The Ravens go with the dime formation here on defense. Rivers out of the gun. Rivers finds Gates.
They're gonna stop following for corner routes, or what are we gonna do?
Breaking huddle at the 21. Now 1st and 10. Rivers going to try to scramble now. Kyle Arrington has the interception.
Thank you.
That was an awesome job by the defense. They just read the quarterback's eyes. They got in position, and they made the interception.
The Ravens retaking the field with their offense in a game that hasn't been very pretty here of late. Turnovers by both teams on the last 2 possessions.
Well, define the word pretty. I think if you ask the defensive teams, hey, they love this game. It's beautiful. So far the takeaways by the defense, that's the story. Good job by the defensive line, shifting all down inside. I think they're expecting a run up the middle.
Smith's there to catch a ball that had a lot of heat on it. Going to take it the distance. All the way home.
Cover 2.
All alone.
Beats it every time.
Touchdown. They continue to add to their lead, Phil, late in the 2nd quarter, and so far, there's been no looking back.
Yeah, it's all working on the offensive side. And listen, don't take this for granted. Stay aggressive. Keep throwing that gas on the fire. Pedal to the metal. Whatever cliche you want to use it and keep the pressure on.
And no return here. So Rivers will start this drive from the 20. The Chargers just gave up some big turnover points. Let's see if they can hold on to the football this time, Phil, because we know how crucial it is. We talked to the coaches about it this week. This was their concern with this team.
Well, if you want to stay on the field, you better quit turning it over, right, Jim? That's what the coaches look. You make mistakes on the field, they're going to be forgiving to a point, but you got to be smart, you got to be efficient, and get the job done.
Philip Rivers from the shotgun. Elvis Dumerville brings the quarterback down.
Well, you see it all the time. When the offensive line can't stop the defensive pass rush, then you have your running backs hit a defensive lineman before they go out for the pass.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning. This is 3rd down. The Ravens will come out in the dime. Rivers is back in shotgun formation. Looking across
my
the middle.
pick.
Incomplete. Almost going in the other direction.
The Chargers don't have a lot of options on 3rd and long situations. The pass goes incomplete, and the defense did a good job of staying back there and not giving up the deep throw.
Looking to make a difference. Spinning out of trouble.
And they bring him down at the 44-yard line.
The Ravens love this type of play. Of course, everybody would. When you get a good punt return, that's what you want. And, of course, it helps when you have an explosive punt returner back there. Look at the defensive line shifting all down to the inside. They're pinching. They're expecting a run right up the middle.
Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown.
That's a wonderful catch by the receiver, getting his first touchdown of his rookie year and making that catch. That is the first of many to come for him.
The Chargers ready to return the kick. No return. The ball's coming out to the 20. The Chargers offense comes back onto the field. Let's see if they can move the chains this time, because the last possession was ugly. They weren't out there very long.
Jim, you know how I think in situations like this, I think it's more up to the coach than the players. Call a play that really catches it.
Intercepted.
Nice job of the defense at that time. In position, they read it. Backs back there. Interception.
Ravens on what? Straight goring field. They've been having to
Shifting all down to the inside.
defense on these last few.
It's not that easy to score points in the NFL. They're making it. They're confident. They're look like they're fast by the receiver. They're fresh. They're touchdown. Watch. Well, they always say, and making it on the football, you got to make the catch. Yeah, right. Made that rule up. Wasn't getting hit as he was trying to catch the football. Nice hit that time by the defender.
After the incomplete pass, it brings up second down. Flacco's got it in the gun. The Chargers. Brandon Flowers picked off that pass. They needed something to happen before halftime, and they come up with the play with the pick.
And they got what they needed. A dumb decision, a terrible decision by the coach. My gosh, you're dominating the game. You're winning. Why would you throw it? I don't know, but that was a terrible mistake.
Melvin Gordon makes the reception.
Darius Webb, once again.
Well, I guess the best thing to say there, Jim, is they completed the pass, but it still did not get a first down.
Scans the field. The pass is intercepted.
Good job that time by the defense. Not being fooled, being in position. When you're in position, you have a chance to make the play. That time they did. They got the interception.
The Ravens offense now will try to sustain a drive after giving the ball away just a few minutes ago before their defense came up with a play to return the pigskin.
Man, they should thank the defense bailing them out of trouble getting that turnover. And you're right, they're just giving the football away, not being conscious of holding it the right way. It's just been sloppy play on the offense.
Second down after the incompletion.
Now he's going to change the play. Look out. I think he's going to go down the field with the football.
Smith can't bring it in. That'll probably go as a drop.
Well, when you get in a situation like this, Jim, and you get third and long, I'll tell you what catches a defense by surprise. Run a double move on the outside against the defensive back, because everybody in the stands and the defensive players all think you're going to throw it short.
Flacco from the shotgun. Williams with the reception.
Situations you go over so many times in practice and training camp. Know what's going on the offensive side, how to preserve time. Good job that time by the offensive player. Get out of bounds and giving his team more chances to get it done here in the first half.
They come to the line of scrimmage. First down. Let's see what they do on first down following that huge play. From the gun, Flacco.
What the fuck are you doing?
Another takeaway.
Phil, that's a questionable decision to be throwing the football here before halftime with the big lead.
Well, it's a terrible decision, Jim. You know, sometimes you got to be satisfied with the big lead. You take a little chance. I don't know why, but boy, if this game turns around, they're going to answer some questions about that decision.
Rivers out of the gun.
But Darius Webb, once again, I bet you, guaranteed. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
When you run that drag route across the field, it is not as easy as it looks. You're running fast. You have to catch the football right in stride, and you cannot see what's in front of you.
Dropping back now into the shotgun. Another interception. Johnson's the one who brings him to the ground.
That was an awesome job by the defense. They just read the quarterback's eyes. They got in position, and they made the interception.
The Ravens will try to put a little drive together and not give the football away, Phil, as each team seems to want to treat it like it's a hot potato.
Well, sometimes it is.
Who are you throwing the ball to?
In 1985, Jim, I set a record for fumbles in a football season. It wasn't easy to do, but I accomplished it. It was a lot of hard work, and I got it done.
Stepping up to the line of scrimmage, the 22-yard line.
The wide receiver shifting around in motion. 2nd and 10.
A flag.
That penalty is, of course, going to be accepted by the defense. After that penalty, it's now 2nd down and 20.
Shotgun time here for Joe Flacco. From the gun. Smith can't bring it in. That'll probably go as a drop.
Well, sometimes when you have a talented receiver, you just got to put up with plays like that. He might drop a few, but when he does catch it, it can make a big play.
The Ravens are at the line of scrimmage with a pair of backs split behind.
Look out, they're changing the play to take advantage of something they see on the defensive side.
And it's swatted away.
The Ravens really don't have much of a chance of picking up this first down. It's 3rd and long. Of course, the defense is looking for passes down the field. They're all over everything, and the pass goes incomplete.
Puts it through the upright. Needed plenty of leg on that one. How important was it, Phil, to add another 3 to the lead before the intermission?
And you got to look at the team that's trailing right now. You got to go in at halftime and change what you're doing, because what you've been doing so far, it hasn't worked.
And they stop him from running it out to the 20. Mark him down at the 19.
The Chargers offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake the last time they had the ball. The turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake. Let it go and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points. That was excellent man-to-man coverage that time. When you want to shut down a receiver, really the only way to do it is to man up and play him one-on-one.
2nd down and 10.
Elvis Dumerville brings the quarterback down.
It is truly a bonus when you can take your outside linebacker and let him rush the quarterback and he can get a sack. Nice job that time by the outside linebacker.
3rd down after the sack. Quarters formation here for the defense.
Rivers will take the snap from the gun. Rivers to Woodhead.
He's brought down. That's going to bring up 4th down.
The Chargers decide to take a timeout here, leaving them with only one. The Chargers have decided now to go for it on 4th down and a short yardage situation. The Chargers take it from the 28.
Scanning the field.
The Chargers turn the ball over on downs. And with that, we'll switch sides and take a breather. Here in Charm City, back to Baltimore for the 2nd half in just a few moments.
Got the hand up into the sky, and that means fair catch.
The Chargers offense trots out onto the field, looking to get into the end zone and see if they can turn the tide in this one, partner.
Well, the fact that they are losing this game so far, the sense of urgency is there on the offensive side. You know, you have many plays in that playbook. I think they need to try a few different ones here in the second half.
No huddle time. First down at the 31. Almost intercepted.
Incompletion by the quarterback that time. It was good, tight, man-to-man coverage.
And now they'll try over again on second down. The Ravens with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime. Rivers is going to take the snap from the shotgun. Looking middle that time, and it's incomplete.
Anytime your receiver running any route in the NFL, they're worried about getting hit. Don't lead them too far in a slant route. Just throw it right at them.
3rd and 10. And it's batted down.
The Chargers put themselves in a situation where the defense has all the advantage. They know the pass probably has to go down the field on 3rd and long, and they were ready for it.
The Chargers will risk it here, going for it on 4th down. The Chargers have to get to the 41 for a first. The Chargers snap it at the 31. Ladarius Webb with an interception. Got a flag. The defense accepts the penalty.
You thought maybe this offense would have come out of the locker room a little more focused, Bill, but they come out and continue with their mistakes. This time a pick.
I think they have the focus, Jim. I just think it's the fact that they're playing a very good football team. This offense, they're young. They need more experience. So just keep playing, and times will get better.
Smith's got it on a pass, had some heat on it. They're going to the hurry. Back to the line now.
Flacco will take it from the gun. Incompletion here as he was looking over the middle.
When you see this cover 2 defense as a quarterback, you got to know where to throw the football. That time he did not make a good decision. You got to throw it sometimes deep down the middle. The safeties are not there. They're outside. He did not take advantage of that coverage that time.
Rashad Perriman has the football.
You got to be agile when you make these kind of catches, running these short drag routes across the field. That time we saw the agility of the receiver. Nice catch.
Flacco's going to take it from the gun. Marlon Brown with the catch. Offense still on the field here on 4th down, and they'll need to pick up 4 for the first. The Ravens from the 22. It's a grab by Perriman.
The Ravens that time go for it on 4th down, and they fail. I did not understand the decision, but you got to make sure your team doesn't get down from that. You got to keep them up.
The Chargers with the ball back now, benefiting from the turnover after giving the ball up themselves just a few minutes earlier. We're seeing mistakes start to accumulate here, Phil, for both teams.
I think, Jim, that's what you call them. You call them mistakes. They are turnovers. They're just giving the football away. There's no excuse for that. Man, they got to tighten things up here in this game.
The Ravens defense now loading up, expecting pass with a dime defense. 2nd and 10. There is a flag out. Rivers' pass was intended for Antonio.
I ain't tell you you're going to get wet.
Good job that time by the secondary. They're in good position. They make the play, and it's an incomplete pass by the quarterback.
Rivers is standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap. Launching it deep. Failing to complete that one, so 2nd down here.
Rivers out of the gun. Locked in on the football and has hold of it with 2 hands. After the long gain, let's see what they do here. He's drilled as he throws. Second down following that incompletion. The Ravens set at the line. Dime package. They bring in the extra tight end. Ball is out. Recovery by the offense. And Davis is there to take it down. Well, the offense lucks out this time as they hold on to the football.
Yeah, I think the word luck is appropriate here, no doubt about it. Bad fumble that time by the offensive player, but at least they were alert enough to get there and get on it, keep possession of the football.
Phillip Rivers unloading the long pass. They'll call on Weatherford for the
Missed
punt.
my damn drive. I'm going to run the ball. Get out of this game.
He's going to challenge the punt coverage. And Rodgers in on the tackle. That return's good for about 5.
The Ravens on offense, you'll remember the last time they were on the field, they faced that decision in opponent's territory and opted to go for it instead of kicking the field goal.
Yeah, I would think they're pretty motivated coming back out in the field, especially since they got nothing out of that last drive. I agree with the decision to go for it on 4th down. They just need better execution from the offensive players.
The Ravens from the 32. To Williams. Williams met after a gain of 3. Wasting little time.
The D-lines, they're seeing something on the offensive side. Everybody's shifting to their left.
The Ravens will take the snap from the 35.
Where the fuck are you throwing the ball to, yo?
Again.
I hate dumb shit like that. That shit is so stupid. Shit is so fucking stupid.
What a run.
You talking about getting your team full of
It's a
emotion,
crossing
and
route.
getting
You can't
everything
hit the
on your
fucking
side.
receiver?
How about that interception by the defense and then taking it back all the way for the score?
The Ravens return team is ready. James running this one out. And he's out across the 20 and tackled at the 21.
The Ravens' last drive ended with an interception, so what do you think here, partner? They're going to play a little safer this time around in an effort to avoid another giveaway?
Well, Jim, I think, listen, this is not a perfect game. It's a game of adversity. You're going to have turnovers, so keep your confidence up. Still stay aggressive. That's how you play and win in the NFL.
They're all over him behind the line of scrimmage, and a loss of 1. We'll go no huddle. 2nd and 11. Smith's got it on a pass that had some heat.
Keep the momentum on your side. You got a lead here in the second half. Nice play that time. You pick up the 1st down. Let's see if you can take advantage of it.
Here's the first snap after the big play. They'll run it here. Tackled down right around the 48.
Good coaching on the defensive side. Everybody stays at home. They stay in their gap, and they hold that run to a short gain.
2nd down here after that run play. The Chargers come out in a dime package.
Come on, man. Whatever. And it looks like that should throw. Xbox, take a screenshot. Xbox Snap Game DVR.
Sports. It's in the game.
Alright, well, let me do this draft. I will be back, so I'll cook at the same time. And then we'll run this game back. Appreciate y'all tuning in.